Stop. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not after you check one more notification. Now, close your eyes, take a breath, and ask yourself a question you've been avoiding for far too long. When did you stop choosing yourself? Not your job, not your relationships, not your responsibilities. You. Somewhere along the way, you stopped living and started performing. You became what everyone else needed: reliable, helpful, available. But slowly, you disappeared. Let me tell you something you might not want to hear. You are not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've spent your entire life putting yourself last. In a world that celebrates burnout, glorifies overcommitment, and confuses chaos with success, being still, being intentional, is rebellion. And that rebellion begins today. Because if you don't make yourself a priority, you will become a ghost in your own story. In this video, I'm not going to hype you up with empty motivation. I'm going to give you something far more powerful: clarity, direction control. You'll learn how to cut through the noise, protect your peace, and rebuild your identity, brick by brick, using the timeless strength of Stoic philosophy. So now I ask you, are you ready to stop betraying yourself? Are you ready to wake up? Or will you keep sleepwalking through a life that was never really yours? Let's begin. Let me introduce you to someone: Daniel. No one ever talked about him. Not because he was disliked, but because he was invisible. He was the guy who always said yes. First to show up, last to leave. If someone needed help, Daniel was there. If someone missed a deadline, Daniel picked up the slack. Daniel, can you cover this meeting? Sure. Daniel, would you mind staying late? No problem. To his boss, he was dependable. To his co-workers, he was a lifesaver. But to himself, he was a stranger. Outside of work, things weren't much different. Family emergencies. He dropped everything. Friends needed help. He cancelled his own plans. 10 years of never saying no. 10 years of putting everyone else first. And slowly, without noticing, he faded, till one day, during yet another soul-draining meeting, he felt it. A pain in his chest. Sharp, sudden. He brushed it off. Work was more important, right? But the pain came back, again and again, till one afternoon, his world went dark. He collapsed at his desk. Daniel woke up in a hospital bed. Exhaustion, anxiety, total burnout. The doctor's words hit like thunder. If you don't stop living like this, your body will stop for you. That was the moment everything changed. Recovery wasn't quick. There was no magical turning point. But Daniel started asking himself a question he'd never dared to face. What if I started showing up for myself? One night, aimlessly scrolling online, he stumbled on a video. It spoke of ancient wisdom, Stoicism. He'd never heard of it before. A quote caught his attention. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. He played it again and again, because that line held the answer to a question he'd been avoiding for years. He wasn't broken. He'd just been living out a belief that didn't serve him, that he only had value when he gave everything away. From that night on, things began to shift. He started saying no. People frowned. Some even walked away. But for the first time, Daniel didn't flinch. He started protecting his time. He stopped answering messages after hours. He put limits where there had been none. And as he reclaimed himself, something unexpected happened. He became more present, more capable, more alive. Because when you prioritize yourself, you stop pouring from an empty cup. Daniel's story isn't rare. It's the quiet reality of millions. People who have forgotten that their life is theirs. So I ask you, how many times have you said yes when your soul was screaming no? How often have you shrunk yourself out of fear of disappointing others? If you see yourself in Daniel's story, keep watching, because today we're going to take it back. Your time, your peace, your life. 1. Your attention has been stolen. Let me ask you something. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Be honest. Before you even stretch, before you've taken a deep breath, Your hand reaches for your phone. You open it. Notifications, memes, bad news, trending drama. Your mind hasn't even started the day, and already it's cluttered. And it doesn't stop there. In line at the store, on the toilet, walking to your car. Every silent moment is filled with noise. You scroll not because you want to, but because you have to. Let me be clear. Your attention is being auctioned. And every platform, every app, every ad is bidding for it. They don't want you present. They want you reactive, addicted, and distracted. Because a distracted mind is easy to manipulate. Epictetus once said, "If someone tried to take your body, you'd fight back. But you hand over your mind freely, every day. You've been trained to feed on stimulation, and it's killing your focus. But here's the good news. Focus isn't lost forever. You can reclaim it. You can rewire your brain. Here's how. First, build a wall. Turn off every notification that isn't essential. Use an app blocker. Don't trust your willpower. Outsmart it. Second, reclaim your mornings and nights. The first and last hour of your day should belong to you. Not your inbox, not your feed. Read, reflect, journal, meditate. Start and end your day on purpose. Third, ask the hard question. Every time you reach for your phone, ask, is this serving me or distracting me? If it's the latter, walk away. Because either you train your attention, or someone else will use it against you. And make no mistake, where your attention goes, your life follows. 2. You're running out of time and don't even know it. Let's be honest. How many times have you told yourself, I just don't have time? No time to work out, no time to read, no time to learn something new or start that idea you've had in your head for years. Now ask yourself something else. How many hours have you spent this week scrolling? Watching videos you didn't plan to watch? Getting lost in comment sections or binging random content you'll forget tomorrow? You see, the problem isn't time, the problem is how you spend it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. He wasn't trying to scare anyone. He was reminding us, time isn't promised, and it's not endless. This man ruled an empire, yet he made time every day to reflect, write, and grow. Meanwhile, most people today waste hours daily on things that do nothing for their future. A study by researchers at UC Irvine found that workers are interrupted every 11 minutes, and it takes over 20 minutes to regain deep focus. Multiply that by the number of distractions in your day, and it's no wonder you feel stuck. Now imagine this. You want to learn a skill, say coding or photography. You even sign up for a course. You're motivated, but by the time you finish dinner and collapse on the couch, you open your phone, just for 5 minutes. Before you know it, an hour's gone. You're tired. Tomorrow, you say. And tomorrow never comes. This is why you need structure, a plan, a system that protects your time. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Every night, write down just 3 key actions for the next day. Not 10, not a mile-long list, just 3. Example, watch 1 lesson, practice, review. If you complete those, your day is a win. Step 2. Use the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself, I'll just start for 5 minutes. If I want to stop after that, I can. Most of the time, you won't stop. Starting builds momentum. Step 3. Try the Stoic Pomodoro. 25 minutes of focused effort. No phone. No distractions. Then a 5-minute break. Repeat. You'll be shocked at how much progress you make in just 1 focused hour. Let me ask you now, how many hours have you given away to things that don't matter? Because time is like currency. Once it's gone, you can't earn it back. You can either let your days slip through your fingers, or you can start using them to shape the life you want. What will you invest your next hour in? 3. Let your work speak louder than your words. Picture this. A man sits alone in a dimly lit room. No applause, no audience. Only silence, a brush in his hand, and a vision in his mind. He spends months, then years, perfecting a single creation. He doesn't post about it, doesn't seek praise. While others boast about what they'll do, he just does it. That man was Leonardo da Vinci. And the painting? The Mona Lisa. A masterpiece born not from noise, but from silence. Now think about this. How many times have you said, "I'm going to get in shape. I'm finally starting that project. I'm going to change my life." And then, nothing. You talk about it. You feel good saying it. But when it's time to act, motivation disappears. It's not your fault entirely. Science explains it. Psychologists have found that when you talk about your goals, your brain rewards you with dopamine, the same chemical you get from achievement. So just talking about a goal tricks your mind into feeling like you've already succeeded. The result? You lose the drive to actually do it. But the Stoics knew better. Epictetus said, "Don't talk about what you're going to do, just do it. Let your actions define you." So let's change your approach. Step 1. Go dark. Stop announcing your plans. Don't tell people what you're building. Show them when it's done. Prize them with results, not intentions. Step 2. Celebrate privately. Don't wait for likes, comments, or congratulations. Feel proud of yourself when no one's watching. Let the satisfaction of progress become your fuel. Step 3. Perform the mirror test. At the end of the day, look at yourself and ask, did I move forward today? If the answer is yes, you don't need anyone else's approval. If the answer is no, talking about your goals won't fix it. Action will. Because in the end, there are two types of people, those who talk and those who build. Which one are you becoming? 4. Who you spend time with is who you become. Here's something most people ignore. Your future depends almost entirely on who you spend time with. Sound extreme? It's not. A Harvard study tracked people for over 75 years and discovered that the greatest predictor of long-term success and well-being wasn't money, status, or intelligence. It was the quality of your relationships. Let that sink in. Because if your friends are constantly complaining, if they fear change, mock ambition, or laugh at discipline, it's only a matter of time before you do too. Seneca said, "We become like those we spend time with." Choose wisely. Now picture this. You're fired up to change. You're working on your health, building something new, trying to grow. But your environment resists. You start hearing things like, "Relax, you're doing too much. Don't get your hopes up. Why are you always so serious?" Sound familiar? That's not guidance. It's sabotage disguised as comfort. It doesn't mean they're bad people, but they're not on the path you're walking. And if you keep dragging dead weight uphill, you won't make it far. So what do? Step 1. Audit your circle. Ask yourself, do the people closest to me inspire me or drain me? If you feel smaller around someone, it's not a coincidence. Step 2. Start building a growth environment. Surround yourself with ambition. Can't find it in real life yet? No problem. Create a digital circle. Follow thinkers, creators, builders. Watch, listen, learn. Your inputs shape your outputs. Step 3. Protect your time. Say no to energy-sucking conversations, pointless drama, and habits that don't align. Every time you say yes to something small, you say no to something great. Because here's the truth. If you spend time with 5 disciplined people, you'll become the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 quitters, you already know where that goes. You don't need everyone to believe in you, but you do need a space that fuels your growth. So ask yourself, who's in your corner? And more importantly, are they helping you build the life you want? 5. Clear the clutter from your mind. Picture your mind as a desk, a place where ideas are born, plans are made, and your future is shaped. Now imagine that desk is buried in junk, old to-do lists, random headlines, arguments from last week, endless notifications. There's barely space to think, let alone create. That's what most people are living with. A mind overloaded by noise, And here's the problem. It doesn't feel like clutter at first. It feels like being informed, updated, connected, but it's not helping you. It's drowning you. Epictetus once said, "Wealth is not about having more. It's about needing less." This isn't just about money. It's about mental space, because what you allow in your head becomes your reality, and most of what's stealing your attention doesn't even belong to you. You're worried about political drama in a country you don't live in. You're anxious over someone else's curated Instagram life. You're carrying stress that isn't even yours. It's time to let go. First, apply the 3-filter rule. Before letting a thought take up space in your mind, ask, does this directly affect me? Can I do anything about it? Is it essential to my growth? If the answer is no to all 3, drop it. Second, unplug from the noise. You don't need to read breaking news every hour. You don't need to watch strangers argue on social media. Important information will find you. What matters more is what you're feeding your mind daily. Third, fill the space with intention. Instead of junk info, consume ideas that challenge you. Read books that stretch your thinking. Watch content that builds your skills. Write, reflect, plan. Make your mental desk a sacred space. Here's a little-known story. Filmmaker Matt Davella went an entire year without watching the news. No headlines, no social media debates. The result? Less anxiety, more clarity, more time to work on what actually mattered to him. And guess what? He didn't miss anything important. The real danger isn't missing out. The real danger is being so consumed by everything else that you forget to focus on yourself. So ask yourself, what's taking up space in your mind right now? And does it deserve to stay? 6. Discomfort is where growth begins. Let me ask you, when was the last time you did something that truly pushed you? Not switching coffee brands, not trying a new playlist, something that shook your comfort, that made your stomach twist, that made your hands sweat. Most people avoid that feeling. They think discomfort is a red flag, but here's the truth. Discomfort isn't danger, it's direction. Every time your muscles burn at the gym, you're getting stronger. Every time you're nervous before speaking, you're expanding your voice. Every time you face something you've been avoiding, you're reclaiming power. Epictetus said, "Don't wish things were easier. Wish you were stronger." He wasn't preaching pain, he was teaching growth. Because the path to self-mastery isn't paved with ease, it's lined with challenge. The problem? You've been taught to chase comfort. Modern life makes everything easier. Instant food, instant entertainment, instant distraction. But easy doesn't equal progress. It equals stagnation. You want real change? Then it's time to stop running from resistance and start leaning into it. Let's break it down. Step 1. Seek out controlled discomfort. Wake up earlier than usual. Finish your shower with cold water. Do the task you've been procrastinating on. Face something uncomfortable on purpose. Step 2. Train your response. Discomfort is a signal, but it's not a stop sign. It's a green light. The more often you step into it, the more resilient you become. Science backs this. Neuroscientist Wendy Suzuki explains, every time you confront discomfort, your brain creates stronger neural pathways, literally rewiring you to be tougher, calmer, more capable. Step 3. Know the difference between pain and growth. Yes, some things are toxic and must be walked away from, but most discomfort, it's a workout for your willpower. Ask yourself, is this hurting me or is it shaping me? Because discomfort is where transformation lives. You'll never build confidence if you always back down. You'll never build strength if you never face resistance. And you'll never become the person you could be if you keep hiding in who you've always been. So the next time something feels hard, smile. You're on the path. 7. Protect your energy. Like your life depends on it. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man known across his village for his peace. No matter what people said or did, he never reacted. One day, a young man, full of rage, stormed up to him and unleashed a storm of insults. You're a fraud, a coward. You speak because no one dares to challenge you. But the old man just smiled and calmly said, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, who does it belong to?" The boy paused. "The one who offered it." "Exactly," the old man replied. "Anger, hate, judgment, they're the same. If I don't accept them, they stay with you." That story holds a truth many overlook. You're wasting energy on things that don't deserve your light. Arguments online, passive-aggressive comments, someone cutting you off in traffic, petty office drama. None of it builds you, all of it drains you. Marcus Aurelius said it perfectly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But how often do we give away that power? You could spend the next hour building something, reading something, improving something. And instead, you're stewing over a rude comment or replaying a pointless disagreement. Your energy is like currency. If you spend it on nonsense, you'll be broke when it really matters. Let's fix that. First, practice the 30-second rule. Before reacting, breathe, count to 30. Ask yourself, is this really worth my energy? If the answer's no, walk away. Let it burn without you. Second, master strategic indifference. Not caring isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You don't owe everyone a reaction. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. Third, let go faster. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't give it more than 5 minutes of thought. Seriously. Most things that consume you today will be irrelevant tomorrow. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every fire needs your water. Ask yourself, if your focus was fuel, where are you burning it? And what would your life look like if you started using it only where it matters? 8. Learn to be alone, and you'll never feel lonely again. Here's something nobody teaches you. If you want to grow, you need to learn how to be alone. Not temporarily, not by accident, but by choice. Most people are terrified of solitude. Not because it's boring, but because it reveals the parts of themselves they've been avoiding. We've filled every silent moment with noise. Music in the shower, podcasts on walks, notifications lighting up every minute of the day. And yet, the wisest minds in history, from Marcus Aurelius to Nikola Tesla, found their power in stillness. Tesla once said, "The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude." That's not a poetic thought. That's a fact, because when you're alone without distraction, something happens. The noise fades, the truth rises, but most people won't let it. A study from the University of Virginia proved it in brutal fashion. People were given 2 options: sit quietly for 15 minutes alone with their thoughts, or give themselves a mild electric shock. More than half chose the shock. Why? Because silence is uncomfortable when you don't know yourself. But here's what happens when you lean into solitude. You stop needing validation. You stop performing. You stop fearing what others think. And for the first time, you start hearing yourself. Here's how to master it. Step 1. Schedule solitude. Turn off your devices. Go for a walk without music. Sit in a room without stimulation. Let your thoughts roam. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but that's the point. Step 2. Do things by yourself, on purpose. Go to a cafe with a notebook. Take yourself to the movies. Travel alone, even if it's just to a nearby town. You'll learn more in 1 day of solitude than in a year of people-pleasing. Step 3. Ask the mirror. When you're alone, ask yourself, am I enough when no one else is watching? If the answer is no, good. That's the work. That's where it starts. Because here's the truth. If you don't enjoy your own company, you'll spend your life chasing people who don't respect it either. Solitude is not loneliness. It's strength. It's clarity. It's presence. And once you master it, you'll never settle for half connections, shallow conversations, or empty noise again. 9. Train your mind, or it will turn against you. Imagine skipping the gym for a year. What happens to your body? It softens, weakens, slows down. Now imagine what happens when you stop training your mind. It fills with junk, overthinking, comparison, doubt, distraction. It doesn't grow by default. It decays. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What you think, you become." And if you don't shape those thoughts, someone else will. Most people spend hours training their body, their career, even their wardrobe. But they leave their mind to chance. And that's exactly why they feel overwhelmed, scattered, and powerless. I know because I lived it. I used to answer every message instantly, drop everything for anyone who needed me, always available, always responsive, but never present. It took a toll, not just on my productivity, but on myself. So I decided to flip the script. I started training my mind the way an athlete trains their body. Small reps, daily focus, strategic pressure. Here's how you can do it too. Step 1. Create a personal mantra. Something short, real, powerful. Say it every morning. Mine is, my time is valuable. I choose what enters. It reminds me, I am the gatekeeper of my life. Step 2. Practice single task focus. Read without checking your phone. Write without music or tabs open. Solve puzzles, journal. Whatever it is, do it without interruption. Even 10 minutes a day will sharpen your focus like a blade. Step 3. Delay the reflex to react. If someone asks something from you, pause. Ask yourself, does this fit into my priorities today? If it doesn't, respectfully decline. Discipline is saying no without guilt, because if you don't train your mind, society will, and they'll train you to be obedient, distracted, reactive, and small. But when you train your mind with intention, you become dangerous, in the best way, focused, unshakable, clear. So ask yourself, are you sculpting your thoughts or letting them shape you? 10. Stop waiting, just do it. Here's the final truth, and it's simple. You already know what you need to do. You've read the books, you've watched the videos, you've made the plans, but you're still waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready, waiting for motivation to knock at your door. But let me tell you something you might not want to hear. That moment isn't coming. Readiness is a myth. Success doesn't wait for clarity. It rewards movement. Richard Branson once said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. That's not recklessness. That's how you break inertia. Because once you start, momentum builds. And once you act, fear fades. The Stoics understood this long before any entrepreneur did. Epictetus didn't explain his dreams. He didn't post about his goals. He simply lived them. He taught us, don't talk about being better, be better. So what does that look like for you? Let's say you want to start working out. You research for weeks, compare routines, watch 20 videos on nutrition, but you haven't done a single push-up. That's paralysis by preparation. What if instead, you just did 1 rep? That's it. 1 imperfect, shaky, beginner push-up. That's where it begins. You want to write a book, write a paragraph. You want to build a business, make a single call. You want to change your life? Then change today. Use the 5-minute activation rule. Whatever you're avoiding, just do 5 minutes. That's it. Because action creates energy, and energy builds momentum. Newton said it best, is at rest. An object stays in motion. So move, even if it's clumsy, even if it's messy, even if no one sees it. Because the secret isn't perfection, it's consistency. You can keep planning, keep researching, keep talking, or you can start building. So tell me, are you done waiting? Because making yourself a priority isn't selfish. It's the most responsible thing you can do. Because when you take care of yourself, you become stronger for everything else. Start now. Start small, but start. And if you've made it this far, drop a comment below. I'm choosing myself. Let us know you're part of this tribe, this movement of focused, disciplined, intentional warriors. People who don't just watch videos, they live the lessons. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with someone who needs it. And check out the playlist on screen. It's packed with tools to keep you on this path of power, clarity, and purpose. Till next time, keep moving forward, keep choosing yourself, and always stay stoic at heart.